Today we'll discuss some of the remaining fallacies, common fallacies of reasoning in critical reasoning verbal. Our fourth fallacy is called invalid analogy. An invalid analogy is comparing two somewhat similar cases and without considering the differences, thinking that they are identical, that is exactly the same in every way, on the basis of just maybe even one common fact. Okay, so identifying two dissimilar cases on the basis of a few or even one common factor. So we can take taking the species within a genus and expecting the species to be exactly the same because they belong to the same genus. For example, humans live in water. This is my conclusion. And what is the basis for this conclusion? What is the evidence I am offering for this conclusion? One point of similarity with a marine creature. Why? Because humans are mammals like whales, and whales live in water. Therefore, humans live in water. But have I considered the difference between, there are so many differences between humans and whales. First of all, whales don't have legs. We have legs, they don't have legs. So this is known as an invalid analogy. Another example, X factory showed a profit in its 5th year. Therefore, Y factory, which is near it and in its 5th year, will show a profit. Now, what is this? This is just one point of similarity. Okay, both are factories, no doubt, and secondly, it is also in its 5th year. But what kind of factory are these two is not clear. Just because you are saying the word factory for both of them, you are thinking that they are going to have the same conclusion, the same result. It's like saying Japan is an Asian country, India is also an Asian country, therefore India should be as clean as Japan. Now they may be Asian countries, but they are different in so many ways. For example, the languages, the culture, the population, the area, all these are different. So these are not comparables. Alright, so if you compare non-comparables, it is called invalid analogy. The second is a very sly, the next one is a very sly kind of fallacy because it is not immediately identifiable. It is called scope shift. Scope shift means giving evidence for one concept but drawing conclusion for a totally different one. For example, a bag store in a mall showed an increase in sales this year. Therefore, it is bound to be profitable next year also. Now here the evidence says that there is an increase in the sales. And it concludes that next year also it will be profitable. Now are profit and sales the same? They are not the same. They are exactly opposite at times. For example, you may have increased sales because of lowering prices or cutting costs. So it's the turnover, the sales, the business that has increased. But if you have sold it below cost only to get rid of it, you may even suffer a loss. Alright, so when we confuse these two in conclusion and evidence, it is called scope shift. And finally, we have citing source of evidence as evidence. So we are not giving any evidence, we are not saying anything about the product or whatever we are concluding about. We are just citing majority or celebrity endorsement as evidence. So that is the source, but there is no evidence. For example, all the people in my neighborhood use Moon bathing bar. Therefore, it must be a good soap. Now this is majority given as evidence. Now they are using the soap maybe not because it is good, but for some other reason. Maybe it is the cheapest one, maybe it's the only one available. So we cannot say because all are using that the soap is good. Is any evidence given about the soap? Has he said that it contains a very high fat, total fat is very high in it, it has lots of moisturizers in it. Nothing is said about the product. Okay, so and this is what is done in advertising. Okay, when they make use of a celebrity who just poses in the same frame as a product without even saying a word about it. Suppose we have a great cricketer standing next to a jar of protein drink, of a protein shake. Nothing is said, only they are placed next to each other. From this, what message are they giving? That if this famous person uses this product, it must be good. And if you use it, you will also be like it. Now, nothing is said about the product. How much protein does it contain? Is it easily digestible? Nothing is said, only the celebrity and the product. So this is known as citing source of evidence as evidence. So now, by now we have covered all the common fallacies of reasoning. These will come in very handy for you when you're not doing not only your critical reasoning verbal section, but also when you're writing the essay on argument. Okay, analysis of an argument essay is based on all these fallacies only. Here you will answer questions, there you will write about them. Okay, thank you. Till the next time.